Hello people, you're welcome back to the channel. I don't need to talk this thing every time because my throat could just dry. Anyways, it is now the official, I think, 7th live eviction of the Big Brother Naija season 9 2024 No Lose Guard season, and it's about to take a new turn, hopefully, because the past few weeks have been an up and down of energy and low energy, and Big Brother trying to revive the show in multiple ways as much as he can. But anyways, I'm going to give you the full lowdown of this particular live eviction as it is hot. So all you need to do is stick around, subscribe, click on the bell button beside for notification on every post I make. Don't forget to share comments down below and also share this video so that more people can get to see. Now, without further ado, it is our official first live eviction as individuals since Big Brother separated the pairs, I think 2 weeks ago. Last week it was no eviction live, and of course they encouraged the housemates to do their best. With that, I am kind of feeling like it's going to be a double eviction, although it is like the 7th, 8th week. The show is almost coming to an end, obviously. So we just have to see a new dynamic, a new difference to be brought to the show. Now, of course, Ebuka showed us the typical lowdown, the recap of the Head of House Challenge, the recap of the nominations, the Thursday pool party, the Friday jacuzzi party, and the Saturday night Gbedu, and even all the dramas that happened, like the one that happened between the ladies, and then the gossips and backbiting, everything. And of course, Ebuka went into the house. He had to speak first to TJ, whom he congratulated, saying congratulations for being the one with the immunity, and of course, the other housemates are up for eviction. He also congratulated them for winning the first time they're winning in a streak, their wager task, and they're not going to suffer and be hungry. But then Ebuka had to ask him the conversation or the insinuation he had that he came and told the housemates that everybody's just focusing on ships and not actually having a show or playing the game. And then, of course, TJ was trying to beat around the bush, and Ebuka had to ask him, is that exactly what Big Brother said, or it is just your feeling? And then, of course, TJ admitted that Big Brother's complaints about their inactivities, he just kind of felt or translated it to be that people are focusing on ships.
So Big Brother said everybody had forgotten why they are here.
You interpreted that?
Yes.
Okay.
Ebuka then moved to Cassia, whom he spoke about the issues he had with Onyeka during the week. Now, of course, these girls had a scuffle. I mean, it was a back and forth between 3 girls, and that was Cassia in the middle, then Onyeka and Victoria. And what was the issue exactly? It was all about Onyeka's strategies, which is Onyeka is one person we've seen from the beginning of the show till this point, who moves between every pair and everybody just to become their friend casually, to get to find an information about them, to talk about it or keep it for her to work for her own good. And here was Onyeka having to confide in Cassia. She made a statement saying her moving around is just to, strategize and make things work for her own good. And here was Ebuka asking Cassia, what was the issue exactly? What did you see? And of course, as expected, for some weeks now, each time you ask Cassia a question, she beats around the bush and doesn't say exactly what it was. And at some point, I was really getting bored because her response was not giving exactly. But then Cassia said that her issue was the fact that why is it that all the game plan about you, Onyeka, is that you just move around having to poke nose in people's game and stuff? That's just her strategy. And that was what Cassia was exposing to the housemates. And then Ebuka had to ask Cassia, are you saying that you don't have a strategy? And here was Cassia saying no. Ebuka gave a look of, you want me to expose you and your husband now? But Ebuka suspended and didn't say anything about that.
On the one hand, you said you were told by Onyeka. On the other hand, you said you had a feeling.
What she said was that her being in everybody's business and all that was her strategy.
Okay.
Then Ebuka moved to Shuan, whom he asked the question. I've been talking to Wanni for some weeks now, and it's time to talk to you. What is the state of your relationship or whatever you have with Wanni? Are you guys dating. And here was Shuan not necessarily answering the question per se. Last week when he asked Wanni, and Wanni declared on live television that they were dating and they were exclusive, of course we saw Shuan's facial expression. And I said, this guy does not take this girl seriously. They're just catching cruise. And I wish you would see that and catch cruise and not come and be creating unnecessary drama after the show has ended. And of course, Shuan responded saying that in the house, they're exclusive. They're like dating. After all, he's exclusive to her and faithful to her specifically. But the dynamic of their friendship or relationship will change and will get to be more truer after they leave the show. And of course, the facial expression of Wanni was like, this guy does not take me serious, blah, blah, blah. But it is what it is. Can't you see it from 1,000 miles? Even if he doesn't need to say anything at your back, it means what it means. Of course, Ebuka moved to Wanni, whom he asked about her statement where she said Suj and Tofa are not being respectful to their women, unlike Shuan. And then she was like, oh, no, I didn't use that word necessarily, or they're not being truthful. I'm just saying, unlike Suj and Tofa, for example, Suj spanked Onyeka's bum and Tofa did this, but Shuan has not done anything with any other girl in the house. To me, that is respectful enough. I'm like, okay, girl, it is what it is.
I mean, she put a title to it last week. You say she's your girlfriend in the house.
So, yeah, I don't mind that.
Said I'm happy that Shuan is very respectable.
Unlike
like maybe how Suj might have danced or slapped Onyeka's ass.
Then Ebuka moved to Ozzy, whom he asked about the conversation Ozzy had with his twin brother Osi, saying that Ozzy told Osi that Victoria tried to kiss him. And then he was like, I didn't necessarily say that she tried to kiss me. She tried, but because she didn't make a move exactly, and I wouldn't make a move because I like to keep my relationship statements very real and open. If we're into something, we're into something. If we're not, we're not. This was in response to the question where Ebuka was like, can you see how your inactivity or your ability to not be definite about whom you want is making it look like you have a triangle with Onyeka and Victoria? And of course, Ebuka had to ask Victoria the question, like, what was it all about? And Victoria responded that she was tipsy, but she did not make a move. She only asked Ozzy that if I should kiss you, what would you do? And since Ozzy did not answer and he laughed it off, she didn't take it seriously and she just had to leave it out of the equation. And of course, Ebuka then went to Osi, whom he asked about his conversation with Chizoba in relation to her percentage, the percentage of time she spends with him, Osi, and Ben. Ebuka was asking him, is it that you're trying to get rid of Ben from the equation? And Osi was like, I'm not like getting rid of him. He is a competition only in the show because of Big Brother. Aside that, I don't see him as a competition. But he feels Ben just isn't up to a match as a man for him. Of course, Ebuka had to ask Ben if he has changed his opinion about them, by the way, twins. And Ben was like, it's still kind of the same, but generally he considers the twins, especially Osi, like an in-law type of thing, because the both of them are talking to the same lady, right? And aside that, whatever opinion, whether positive or negative, he has about the twins, it still stands. After all, he has even said it to their faces. And I was like, okay, whatever it is, let's just see what it is.
Which you've said is a triangle yourself.
I can promote anything to anybody, you know. Me, I know my boundaries.
Today.
So it was a question, and I said, if I kiss you, what would you do? Not like I tried to kiss you.
And then what? Are you trying to get rid of Ben?
If I was trying to get rid of Ben, it's from a competition standpoint.
Has your perception of them changed this week?
My perception didn't change.
Anyways, we went on a break and it was now time to get to the eviction. Ebuka had to talk to the housemates and ask the 9 housemates who were up for eviction to get up. And then he called Ben and he delayed so much that even my heart started pounding before he said, Ben, you have been evicted from the Big Brother Naija season 9. And as expected, just like I mentioned, it was going to be another eviction, a double eviction. And then Ebuka came back again to call the remaining 8 housemates to be up. And then he mentioned that Ben's wife, whom people have said has been rendered wifeless, that was Chizoba, she's now up and she is evicted from the show.
You have been evicted. Safe, please sit. In saved, please sit. You can all sit.